Hey, how's it going? My name's Gary, and I have done the creative arts pastoring thing forever and ever and ever, and I'm no longer doing that full-time. I'm actually running a company called Floodgate Productions. One of the things that I've learned is that Christmas is filled with opportunity. From a church leadership perspective, from a church volunteer perspective, you can do things at Christmas and pull off some amazing things because people's hearts are already there. And so if I was doing this all over again, if I was sitting in your shoes again, man, I would do two things, and I would do these two things extremely well. The first thing that I would do is I would be warm. Here's what I mean by that. If we're looking at the fall, like September and October, what are people already feeling in your congregation? You know what they need? You know what they're already feeling a need for? They're already feeling the need in the fall to be calm because their routines have come back. They've come back after summer vacation. And so September and October means that they're busy again. And so they are looking for calm. If you fast forward to January, the intrinsic need that people are already feeling is they're feeling the need to be transformed. And you don't have to program for that. They want to change. Well, if you look at Christmas, the intrinsic need that people already have is not to be calm. It's not to be transformed. What is already yearning in their hearts is the need to be warm. I think what you can do is figure out, what does it mean to be warm? What does it mean to offer a warm place in the preaching, in the storytelling, in the music, in the look of the stage? And the second thing I would encourage you to do, and man, I would encourage you to do this no matter what, but Christmas even all the more, is be inspiring. I think many people are inspired with story and narrative. I think few people are inspired with analysis. You've got the greatest story on the face of the earth to tell. This is God coming to earth in the flesh so that He can be with us and will be with us. It is inspiring in itself. Please tell stories well, because that inspires people. Secondly, I think many people are inspired by dreaming of what could be. I think fewer people are inspired by the nightmare of what already is. So, in your planning for your Christmas, make sure and give them some hope. Give them a dream of what their lives could be, of what, as they maybe interact with those family members, of what it could be, of what it could look like if they didn't put everything on credit this year. If they really saw Jesus in the middle of all the chaos. Rather than standing and throwing stones at what is, give them a dream of what could be. Thirdly, I think many people are inspired with brokenness. I think fewer people are inspired with perfection. So as you stand before people, or as you plan to tell some stories about your own brokenness. I feel like when pastors and storytellers continue to just tell the same story of their brokenness, when they were addicted to pot when they were 16 and how God transformed them, and now they're 50 and they have no more stories of brokenness. I mean, really? We all know that we all have stories of brokenness. Tell them. Be current with them. Most of us are not inspired at all when people act as if they're perfect. I would say people are inspired with brokenness. So be willing to communicate that you don't have it all together, that you're dreading going to those in-laws who are a little bit insane, that you don't quite have the whole credit card thing completely figured out because you don't make enough money. I mean, say those things. It's okay, because people are inspired by that. Fourthly, I think many people are inspired by the Big C church, capital C, global church. I think fewer people are inspired by people who are trying to build their own kingdoms on their own blocks. As you plan for Christmas, I would just ask you, what global initiative can you tap into? So it's not just about your church, it's about clean water, or it's about, the Advent conspiracy is a great opportunity as well. How can you say, it's not just about us, this is about the global church, and if you do X, Y, and Z, then the global church is benefiting, especially maybe in the third world. People are inspired with that stuff. And frankly, so is Jesus. And finally, I think many people are inspired with a unique vision. I think fewer people are inspired with a copied vision. So what is unique to your church? What is your unique vision? I would say if you're gonna copy churches this year, copy their principles, don't copy their elements, and really try to come up with your own stuff, spun in your own way. So if you're gonna show a video that you've purchased on Worship House or Sermon Spice or somewhere like that, make sure and tee it up uniquely for your church, and make sure and come out of it uniquely for your church. Be unique, because people are inspired with your uniqueness. So those are really the only two things I have to say to you. Be warm. Whatever you do, be warm. And then the second thing is be inspiring, and I've given you a ton of thoughts that I have on just what inspiration really looks like.